Hello, welcome to another episode of Raven Art Paintings. Today we're gonna paint the Harpy. As you can see on the reference card, the Harpy itself is kind of like a grey bluish color with a bit of a pink tone here and there, and the white forehead and black hair. The wings are kind of different tones of brown, ivory, etc. And again, she's pictured over the sea. However, in the game they mainly lived in the Rocky Mountains, and that's kind of base I would like to achieve. As you can see, the miniature itself was primed in the with the gray primer from Citadel, and then from the top, from the very above, it was sprayed with the white primer as well. First, we're gonna start with her body, and we're gonna use the mix pretty much 50-50 with a little bit more gray, and the two colors I choose for that are Saute Green and Storm Vermin Fury. And as I said, we cover the whole body all around with the mixture of those two tones. While painting the body, I do not paint her head, a little bit on the neck, maybe a little bit higher, but we want to have the forehead remaining white. Next, we're gonna paint the rock that the monster is standing on, and for that purpose I'm using a pure Storm Vermin Fury. Now, the next step, we're gonna get a little bit of the Nagaroth Night, our purple color, which we're gonna mix a little bit with our previously mixed color for the body, and we're gonna use that tone to paint her beak. And again, once the color is applied, our mixture of purple, you can use a little bit of that body tone to do the nice blending of those two tones. So tiny bit of very water body tone, and paint it over a little bit of that purple, just to have a nice transition there. In our next step, we're gonna get the black, and again we're gonna mix it a little bit with the purple. I'd say probably like 2-to-1 proportion, and we're gonna paint her hair. Again, once you're doing that, I would leave the white forehead as we had it on our reference card. On the bottom part, you can add an extra bit of the black, just to have a bit more shaded at the bottom of the hair. Now the eyes, or the eye socket, like you name it, we're gonna again paint it in black. She have a very black eye sockets there, so So we're gonna use that. Next, we're gonna switch to the wings, and we're gonna use 3 different colors for that. So we're gonna use the Rhinox Hide as the darkest one, then we're gonna use the Nargor Knight, the purple one in the middle, and then on the bottom, as you can see, I'm painting with the Steel Legion drop. Again, for the 2 tones, like the Steel Legion drop and the Rhinox Hide, I add a little bit of the medium just to extend the drying time. So the darker tone, the Rhinox Hide, it's going right to the top of the wing. Then on the bottom, the feathers on the bottom are painted with the Steel Legion drop, and the middle parts, it's covered with the purple, which is the Dagger Knight, and then we're gonna do a nice blending of those 3. So the reason I add a little bit medium to those 2, the dark brown and the kind of dark ivory, is to have the time to blend those before it's completely dries off. We want to have a nice transition through them 3 colors, as you can see now. With a tiny bit of the paint, we're mixing the purple and the Steel Legion drop to have a nice smooth transition over those 3 colors. And we're gonna do exact same with the Rhinox Hide, the very dark brown. We're mixing it again with the purple. That's the effect I was hoping for, so I was quite happy with it. Remember, it's the best practice to do it, bit by bit. So, one side of the wing at the time, which will give you the enough drying time to nicely blend those 3 color tones. So one by one, a little bit here, a little bit there, and make sure you're happy with the effect before you move to the next part. The wings are very close to the body, so there is a good chance that you stain the body itself, but at this point it's an easy fix. So just, as you can see now, paint it over it, the stains. And that's how the wings presented so far. I'm also using the Rhinox Hide, the dark brown, to paint the wee branches that line down on the base, and a wee bit on the rocks. And once that's done, we're gonna move over to the next step, which is the base itself. So use the Scrag Brown and a bit of the Troll Slayer Orange. Again, I want that base to be kind of like a autumn rocky scene, so I'm mixing 3 colors there. In some, the general idea is to cover with that Valor brown, but again, here and there I'm adding a bit of Troll Slayer orange, and here and there I darken it with the Rhinox Hide. I just want to have a few different shades of that kind of brown orangey tones there. Now at this point I also do a bit of a correction on the couple of standalone stones that are on the base itself. And once that's done, we're gonna do a bit of a wash on the wings. I used the brown wash, which was the Rakeland Flesh Shade, which I think it's worked best with our previous colors, and fill the recesses with the nice brown color there. Next we're gonna get a bit of a Agrax Earthshade mixed, I'd say pretty much 50-50 with the Rakeland Flesh Shade, and we're gonna use this shading for the rock that the monster is standing on and the base itself. For the body itself, we're gonna use the mixture of the Darkenhof Nightshade and the Noon Oil. So we're gonna mix the kind of like a black and a navy, which again, pretty much 50-50 mix, and a little bit more black maybe, to be honest. And we're gonna cover the Harpy body. So our shading is done, we just need to give it a moment to dry it off, and this is how our model looks like and ready for the highlights. So we're gonna start with the rock itself. So we're gonna get back to our Storm Vermin Fure, and with a bit of a dry brushing, we're gonna firstly go a little bit more hard and deep, just to cover majority of it and only leave the dark recesses. And then we're gonna mix with the ivory. This time is the ivory from Vallejo. So we're gonna do a wee kind of like a mid-tone, and do a little bit lighter this time. So we're not gonna put the brush too hard. We just once the edges and major flat areas in this lighter tone, and final touch would be the pure ivory again. And the pure ivory, again, very gentle touches. Make sure you clean your brush properly and do only an exposed edges of that standalone rock. Then we're gonna move to our brown, which is the Scrag Brown. And the Scrag Brown, we're gonna cover the whole base, and then once that's done, we move to our orange tone. And then further up, we're gonna do here and there with the yellow as well. So you can see now I got a little bit of the yellow over that sunset, and again, it doesn't have to be all over the place. Don't be regular. It looks best if you do in spots, so here and there. And once that's done, we moved to highlight those couple branches that are there. The dry brushing on the rock literally blend with the rock, so we need to bring it up a bit. So we're gonna do the highlighting first of all with the Scrag Brown, and then we're gonna be adding yellow to create some mid-tones. And again, some smaller parts of that brighter, and especially in those areas that you think the sunlight might catch them up. And the final touch will be the pure Overlap Sunset, the pure yellow tone, just to bring them up in some spots here and there a little bit further. Next we're gonna move back to our scrag brown and do a bit of a dry brushing on the wings itself. So with that scrag brown I do the higher part, that higher edge of the wings. We want that to have that brownie highlight, but then for the rest of it I would be mixing our ivory with the Steel Legion drop and do the whole lot. Yeah, so this is how it looks so far. It's not over yet. We're gonna do a bit of a brown the Rhinox hide on her head, and once that's done we're gonna do highlighting on her body. So initially I moved to our original mix of the Sotte Green and Storm Vermin Fure, and with the very kind of thin layers we're gonna cover those areas, the top surface of the areas. We're gonna do a bit of a highlighting there. Make sure your paint is tint very well, so you're gonna have a nice transition. Yeah, once that's completed, we'll be adding a little bit more of the Sotte Green. We want that kind of like a turquoise color stand up in those exposed areas. So in a couple of stages we'll be adding more of that Sotte Green to our previous mix, and again in a couple of layers, very very thin paint apply in those areas, just to have that kind of nice transition effect. So once you're happy with it, we're gonna do the same thing with the purple. So we got in there literally very very thin layers of our purple tone, and we're gonna paint it over in those areas that you can see on the reference card have a kind of like a bluish pink effect, which is mainly legs and arms. Our wash and the dry brushing on the wings make them a little bit flat in my opinion, so I add a little bit of that purple, very very thin purple in that middle area, just to bring that contrast a little bit further. So tiny bit of the very very watery purple in the middle part of the wings, just to bring that purple a little bit standing off. And again, once the other parts of the body dries off, we put in more layers of the purple on on that miniature. And again, we're doing the same with the beak. So we're gonna put a couple more layers of that purple tone down there as well. Once you're happy with the purple application, then we're gonna move to the Screamer Pink, and we're gonna bring the pink color here and then. Again, very, very watery, very thin layers of that pink, and we use that our brightest highlight for our Harpy over our pink, over our purple tone. So again, very gently, very thin layers, repeated a couple of times, make sure you have a nice smooth transition there. We're gonna add a little bit of that pinky tone here and there, again on the beak as well. So we're gonna keep the face like looking from the top. It will be kind of like a pretty much white with a little bit of wash, then the black eyes, and the kind of like a pinky purple beak, and the rest of the body will be in a couple of different shades of pink, purple, and blue. Next, we're gonna switch to the German gray, and we're gonna paint the rim of our model. Again, two thin coats should do the job, and we're gonna finish off the base. So first of all, I will glue a couple of leaves. Again, it's a kind of planks base product. You can find them probably in every park. So just use the timber glue to put them together. And my idea for this movie today is this green stuff. So I want to create a bit of a moss on the rocks. So I found this idea that you can blend the sponge like a dishwasher sponge, ideally with the color that you want to create. So the green probably for the moss will be the best. It's a bit of messy, so make sure you have the right place for it, and once you blend it, you get in the right pieces for your scale. Put a bit of a wood glue on the mini, and then stick it to that glue, shake it over the excess, and your moss is pretty much good to go. At the later stage, I'm gonna add a little bit of the green wash, just to have a bit of a better color tone. So it's not gonna be only one type of green. As you can see in the nature, the moss is could be lighter green, darker green. So use the green wash just to variate that a bit. And again, put a little bit of our brown wash on those leaves that we glued together, and there you go, our model is ready. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, we'll try to keep it more often. However, the lack of time at this stage doesn't help. So once again, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. As I see, most of my viewers are not my subscribers, so please help me grow in this channel and click that red button below the clip, and don't forget to put the thumb up. And I hope to see you at my next at my next painting tutorial. Thanks again, take care, bye.